Hi everyone. Welcome to English Story School, where every story takes you one step closer to mastering English with fun, flair, and unforgettable lessons. Have you ever stopped to think about the moment when an ordinary person with an extraordinary vision changes the course of history? What if I told you that one man in a small, cluttered office with little more than a desk and a dream revolutionized not just the way we shop, but the way we think, live, and innovate? This is the story of the power of imagination, a tale of daring dreams, relentless innovation, and the meteoric rise of Jeff Bezos and Amazon. It's not just a story. It's a blueprint for what's possible when imagination meets action. So grab your coffee, sit back, and get ready for an exhilarating journey. Chapter 1. The Spark. A Vision Takes Root. Let's rewind to 1994, a time when the world was on the cusp of a digital revolution, but didn't yet realize it. The internet was a new frontier, clunky, slow, and largely misunderstood. For most people, it was a curiosity, a passing trend, something to be dabbled in, but not taken seriously. But for one man, Jeff Bezos, it wasn't just a network of computers. It was a canvas of endless possibilities. At 30 years old, Jeff Bezos was already a rising star on Wall Street. He worked as a senior vice president at a hedge fund, a job that offered prestige, financial security, and a promising future. But Jeff wasn't the kind of person content with stability. He had an innate curiosity, a hunger for innovation, and, most importantly, a vivid imagination that allowed him to see what others couldn't. One day, while browsing through research reports, Jeff stumbled upon a mind-boggling statistic. The internet was growing at an unprecedented rate of 2,300% per year. Let that sink in for a moment. 2,300%. For most people, it was just a number. For Jeff, it was a revelation. He began to imagine a world where the internet wasn't just a tool for sending emails or accessing niche information. What if it could be a marketplace? What if, with just a few clicks, anyone, anywhere in the world could access anything they wanted? This idea didn't come to Jeff in a flash of lightning. It brewed in his mind, growing stronger with each passing day. He couldn't shake the vision of a virtual marketplace, a place where people could shop without leaving their homes, where the boundaries of geography and time didn't exist. But here's the thing about imagination. It demands action. Jeff knew that this idea wasn't going to bring itself to life. It required risk, big risk. Leaving behind a secure, high-paying job in New York was no small feat. Jeff had built a reputation on Wall Street. People respected him, and his career trajectory was pointing straight up. But Jeff wasn't driven by comfort or convention. He was driven by the possibilities he could see in the world of the internet. In a bold move that baffled his colleagues and even his family, Jeff quit his job. Imagine the conversations. Are you serious? You're leaving Wall Street to sell books on the internet? Who even buys books online? But Jeff wasn't just selling books. He was planting the seeds for something revolutionary. With his wife, Mackenzie, by his side, Jeff packed up their lives and moved to Seattle, a city chosen not for its tech scene, but for its proximity to book distributors. And so, Amazon was born, not in a sprawling office or a state-of-the-art lab, but in the humble confines of a garage. It's a scene we now associate with tech legends: a desk, a second-hand computer, and a whiteboard scrawled with big dreams. Jeff started with an online bookstore, not because books were his ultimate goal, but because they were the perfect product to test his vision. Books had universal appeal, were easy to ship, and could serve as the foundation for something far greater. But here's the twist. Jeff wasn't imagining just a bookstore. From day one, his vision was much larger. He envisioned Amazon as the everything store, a global marketplace where you could buy anything, anytime, from anywhere. Books were just the beginning, a way to learn the ropes of e-commerce and build trust with customers. In those early days, Jeff's life was far from glamorous. He worked long hours, often sleeping under his desk. His team was small, and every sale felt like a victory. Yet, despite the hurdles, Jeff's imagination kept him going. He wasn't just dreaming, he was building. What made Jeff different wasn't just his willingness to take risks. It was his ability to see potential where others saw limitations. The internet in 1994 was like an uncharted ocean. Most people saw the waves and stayed on shore, fearing the unknown. Jeff saw the waves and thought, what if I could ride them? That kind of vision doesn't come from playing it safe. It comes from believing in the impossible, from being willing to fail, and from having the courage to take the first step when the path isn't clear. Jeff's journey from Wall Street to a garage in Seattle is a testament to the power of imagination paired with action. It wasn't easy. It wasn't glamorous. But it was the beginning of something that would transform the way the world shops, thinks, and lives. And yet, this was only the beginning. The garage was just the first chapter. The spark of imagination had been lit, but the fire was yet to come. In the chapters ahead, Jeff's vision would be tested, challenged, and expanded in ways that even he couldn't have predicted. Stay tuned, because the story of Amazon's rise isn't just about a company. It's about the power of a single idea and the extraordinary things that can happen when you dare to imagine a different future. Chapter 2. The Storm, Challenges, Critics, and Courage. When Amazon first launched in 1995, it didn't look like the future of commerce. Far from it. The website was clunky and basic, with a minimalist design that lacked the polish of a professional platform. At the time, Jeff Bezos and his small team of employees were working out of a modest office, using makeshift desks made from doors to save money. Each sale felt like a tiny miracle, a validation that the concept might just work. But those victories were few and far between, and the road ahead was anything but smooth. Critics were quick to scoff at Jeff's vision. Established retailers dismissed Amazon as a novelty, an experiment that would fizzle out once the internet bubble burst. Competitors openly mocked the idea of an online bookstore, calling it impractical and unsustainable. Friends, colleagues, and even industry insiders asked Jeff the same question over and over again. Why risk everything for something so uncertain? Their doubts weren't unfounded. The e-commerce landscape in the mid-1990s was almost non-existent, and consumers were still wary of buying anything online, let alone trusting a tiny, unknown company with their credit card information. To most people, Amazon seemed destined to fail. Investors weren't any more optimistic. Early meetings to secure funding were met with skepticism, and for every yes, Jeff encountered dozens of polite and not so polite no's. Even the investors who did believe in Jeff's vision were cautious, reluctant to sink too much money into such an untested idea. Raising capital was a constant struggle, and financial pressure loomed like a dark cloud over the fledgling company. But the challenges weren't just external. Jeff himself faced moments of intense self-doubt. There were nights when he lay awake, questioning whether he had made a terrible mistake. He'd left behind a high-paying, stable job on Wall Street to gamble everything on a dream that most people didn't understand. The pressure was immense, the stakes were high, and the odds seemed insurmountable. Yet, Jeff possessed a quality that set him apart, an unshakable belief in the power of imagination. For him, every setback was not a reason to quit, but a chance to innovate. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" he asked, "What else can I do? What else is possible?" One of Amazon's earliest challenges was logistics. Shipping books to customers in a timely and cost-effective manner was no small feat for a startup with limited resources. But instead of seeing it as a roadblock, Jeff saw it as an opportunity to rethink the entire customer experience. He implemented innovative warehouse systems, streamlined inventory management, and worked tirelessly to ensure that Amazon could deliver on its promises. Another challenge came from customer trust, or the lack of it. People were hesitant to shop online, and convincing them to embrace e-commerce was a monumental task. To address this, Jeff introduced groundbreaking features like customer reviews, personalized recommendations, and a user-friendly interface designed to make online shopping as intuitive as possible. These innovations not only built trust, but also set Amazon apart from traditional retailers. But perhaps the biggest challenge of all was maintaining morale. The team was small, overworked, and constantly fighting against the tide of public opinion. Jeff, however, was relentless in his optimism. He believed in leading by example, and his unwavering determination inspired those around him to keep pushing forward. Whether it was a late-night brainstorming session or a moment of celebration after a major milestone, Jeff made sure his team understood that their work wasn't just about selling books. It was about building the future. The early years of Amazon were a true test of resilience. There were days when the sales numbers were so low that the dream seemed on the verge of collapse. Competitors ramped up their criticism, claiming that Jeff's model was unsustainable. Investors grew restless, questioning whether their money would ever yield a return. The media dismissed Amazon as just another internet fad, predicting that it wouldn't survive the decade. But through it all, Jeff never wavered. His imagination became his anchor, his guiding star through the storm. He wasn't just running a business, he was chasing a revolution. And revolutions are never easy. Jeff's ability to see the bigger picture, even in the face of overwhelming adversity, was nothing short of extraordinary. Where others saw obstacles, he saw opportunities to innovate. Where others gave up, he doubled down. For Jeff, the challenges weren't roadblocks. They were stepping stones on the path to greatness. One of the most defining moments of this period came when Amazon faced intense criticism for expanding too quickly. Many advised Jeff to scale back, to focus solely on books, and avoid overextending the company's resources. But Jeff had a different perspective. He saw expansion not as a risk, but as a necessity. He believed that Amazon couldn't afford to stand still in a rapidly changing world. And so, even as critics and competitors piled on, Jeff pressed forward. He knew that the road would be long and difficult, but he also knew that the destination was worth it. For him, success wasn't about immediate results. It was about building something that could stand the test of time. The storm that engulfed Amazon in its early years could have easily destroyed a lesser company. But for Jeff Bezos, it was a crucible, a trial by fire that forged Amazon into the powerhouse it would eventually become. The challenges he faced weren't just obstacles to overcome. They were opportunities to refine his vision, to prove to himself and the world that imagination, paired with courage and determination, could achieve the impossible. As the storm raged on, Jeff's dream didn't just survive, it grew stronger. The setbacks, the criticism, the doubts, they all became fuel for a fire that would burn brighter than anyone could have imagined. And so, the stage was set for the next chapter in Amazon's journey. The spark of imagination had weathered the storm, and the seeds of innovation had taken root. What came next would redefine not only Amazon, but the very nature of commerce itself. Chapter 3. The Pivot, Reinventing Amazon, Reinventing Possibilities. By the early 2000s, Amazon had already carved out its place as a leader in online book sales. For many, this success would have been enough, a comfortable niche with steady growth. But for Jeff Bezos, settling was never an option. He didn't just see Amazon as an online bookstore. He envisioned it as a marketplace for dreams, a digital platform that could revolutionize the way the world shopped, lived, and connected. This was the moment when Amazon transitioned from a company into an unstoppable force. Jeff realized that sticking to books would limit Amazon's potential, so he took a bold step. He began to imagine what Amazon could become. The first pivot was about expansion, not just geographically, but categorically. Jeff and his team began asking bold questions. What else could we sell? The answer? Toys, electronics, apparel, home goods, and even groceries. This wasn't just diversification, it was a reinvention of the company's mission. Jeff wanted Amazon to become the everything store, a one-stop shop where customers could find anything they needed with just a few clicks. This shift wasn't without its challenges. Every new category brought logistical hurdles, from sourcing suppliers to managing inventory. But Jeff saw these as opportunities, not obstacles. His philosophy was simple yet powerful. Start with the customer and work backward. What did customers need? What problems could Amazon solve for them? These questions became the driving force behind every decision, and Jeff's imagination became the engine that propelled Amazon forward. One of the most revolutionary ideas to emerge during this period was Amazon Prime. At the time, online shopping was convenient but slow. Delivery times ranged from days to weeks, and shipping fees were often steep enough to deter customers. Jeff saw this as an opportunity. What if Amazon could offer faster delivery? What if customers could enjoy exclusive benefits that made shopping not just convenient, but delightful? The idea sounded audacious. Some even called it absurd. A subscription service for faster delivery? Critics sneered. Who would pay for shipping when they can just wait a little longer? But Jeff knew something they didn't. Customers didn't just want products. They wanted experiences. And so, in 2005, Amazon Prime was born. For an annual subscription fee, customers gained access to 2-day shipping, exclusive deals, and, eventually, a growing library of streaming content. Prime wasn't just a shipping program. It was a loyalty revolution. At first, adoption was slow. Customers were skeptical, and competitors dismissed the idea as a costly gimmick. But Jeff was playing the long game. He understood that building trust and delivering value would pay off in the end. Slowly but surely, customers began to see the benefits. They didn't just join Prime. They became fiercely loyal to Amazon. What made Prime so groundbreaking was its ability to create a seamless experience. It wasn't just about faster delivery. It was about making life easier, saving time, and providing access to a world of possibilities. And as Prime grew, so did its value. Streaming services, exclusive discounts, and other perks transformed it into much more than a subscription. It became an integral part of customers' lives. But Jeff didn't stop there. His imagination continued to push Amazon into new frontiers. He understood that customer loyalty wasn't just about convenience. It was about creating an ecosystem where every interaction reinforced the brand. One of the most ambitious pivots came with the introduction of Amazon Fresh and Amazon Pantry. These services brought groceries and household essentials to customers' doorsteps, challenging traditional supermarkets and redefining what it meant to shop for necessities. Again, critics doubted the feasibility of delivering perishables at scale, but Jeff's relentless focus on logistics and innovation turned the skeptics into believers. Another major leap was Amazon's expansion into technology. The launch of Kindle in 2007 marked a significant milestone, as Amazon redefined the way people consumed books. Jeff wasn't just selling e-readers. He was creating an entirely new market. Kindle wasn't just a product. It was a platform that bridged the gap between technology and storytelling. And then there was the introduction of Amazon Web Services, AWS, a move that stunned the business world. What did a retailer have to do with cloud computing? Everything, as it turned out. AWS wasn't just a side project. It became the backbone of the internet, providing scalable cloud solutions for businesses of all sizes. It was another testament to Jeff's ability to see connections that others couldn't, and to imagine a future where Amazon wasn't just a retailer but a tech giant. Through all these pivots, one thing remained constant: Jeff's obsession with the customer. He believed that if Amazon could solve problems for its customers, success would follow naturally. This philosophy drove innovations like one-click ordering, dynamic pricing, and personalized recommendations. Amazon wasn't just meeting customer expectations, it was exceeding them. The company's ability to adapt, innovate, and scale set it apart from competitors who were still clinging to outdated models. Jeff's vision wasn't limited to selling products. He imagined a world where Amazon could enrich people's lives in countless ways, from entertainment to education to smart home technology. And with each new initiative, Amazon got closer to achieving that vision. By the late 2000s, Amazon wasn't just an e-commerce company. It was an ecosystem. Prime had become a global phenomenon, setting the gold standard for customer loyalty. AWS was powering some of the world's biggest companies. Kindle had revolutionized the publishing industry. And Amazon's relentless focus on innovation had cemented its place as one of the most influential companies in the world. The success of this period wasn't just about strategic decisions or technological advancements. It was about imagination. Jeff Bezos didn't see Amazon as a company. He saw it as a movement, a force for change that could reshape industries and improve lives. This era of Amazon's history is a testament to the power of reinvention. It shows what's possible when you refuse to settle, when you embrace bold ideas, and when you let imagination guide you into uncharted territory. As Amazon continued to grow, one thing became clear. The company's greatest strength wasn't its size, its technology, or even its resources. It was its ability to imagine what was possible, and then make it a reality. Chapter 4. The Breakthrough. Innovation meets impact. The turning point for Amazon wasn't just about expanding products. It was about expanding horizons. Jeff's obsession with serving customers sparked innovations that nobody saw coming. Take Amazon Web Services (AWS), for instance. Most saw Amazon as a retail giant. Jeff imagined it as a tech powerhouse. AWS wasn't just a side project. It became the backbone of the internet, powering companies from startups to global enterprises. And then there's Alexa. Where most saw a gadget, Jeff saw the future of human technology interaction. Alexa wasn't just a voice assistant. It was a step toward a world where technology understands, assists, and enhances everyday life. These weren't just innovations. They were milestones in a journey fueled by boundless imagination. Chapter 5. The Legacy, Lessons from a Visionary. So, what's the ultimate takeaway from Jeff Bezos and Amazon's meteoric rise? Is it a story of luck, of being at the right place at the right time? Absolutely not. This isn't a tale about chance. It's about vision, grit, and the audacity to imagine a world that doesn't yet exist. Jeff's journey is a powerful reminder that success doesn't come from playing it safe or following the crowd. It comes from seeing possibilities where others see limitations and acting on them with relentless determination. Jeff's story begins in the most relatable way, with an idea. But what set him apart was his ability to see beyond the immediate challenges and dream of what could be. Where most people saw the internet as a curiosity, Jeff saw a revolution. Where others saw books as just a product, Jeff saw them as a gateway to something far greater. This ability to think big wasn't just about ambition. It was about perspective. Jeff believed that imagination isn't a luxury reserved for the lucky or the brilliant. It's a necessity for anyone who wants to create meaningful change. And it doesn't require a fancy office, a vast network, or even perfect timing. All you need is a spark, that one idea that lights a fire in your soul. It might seem small or insignificant at first, but if you nurture it, believe in it, and act on it, it has the power to grow into something extraordinary. One of the most remarkable aspects of Jeff's legacy is his unwavering focus on the long term. From the very beginning, he understood that building something truly great takes time. It requires patience, persistence, and a willingness to endure setbacks. Jeff famously said, "We are stubborn on vision, but flexible on details." This mindset allowed him to stay true to Amazon's core mission while adapting to the ever-changing landscape of technology and consumer behavior. Whether it was introducing AWS, launching Alexa, or creating Amazon Prime, each decision was made with the future in mind. For Jeff, the goal wasn't just to build a successful company. It was to build a company that could thrive for generations. This long-term perspective is a lesson for all of us. It's easy to get caught up in short-term gains and quick wins, but real success comes from planting seeds that will bear fruit for years to come. Another key element of Jeff's legacy is his relationship with failure. While most people fear failure, Jeff embraced it as an essential part of the creative process. He often referred to Amazon as the best place in the world to fail. This philosophy wasn't just lip service. It was a fundamental part of Amazon's culture. From the Fire Phone to experimental projects that never saw the light of day, Amazon faced its fair share of failures. But Jeff never saw these as defeats. Instead, he viewed them as learning opportunities, stepping stones on the path to innovation. Jeff's story teaches us that failure isn't the opposite of success. It's a necessary ingredient. Every great achievement is built on a foundation of mistakes, experiments, and lessons learned. The key is to fail fast, fail smart, and use each failure as fuel to keep moving forward. At the heart of Jeff's success is one simple yet profound principle: customer obsession. From the beginning, Jeff made it clear that Amazon's ultimate goal was to serve its customers better than anyone else. This wasn't just a marketing slogan. It was the driving force behind every decision. Customer obsession meant constantly innovating to make life easier, more convenient, and more enjoyable for Amazon's users. It meant creating features like one-click ordering, personalized recommendations, and same-day delivery. It meant asking, how can we make this experience better? And then finding ways to exceed expectations. This focus on the customer wasn't just good business. It was a source of inspiration. By putting the customer first, Jeff and his team were able to dream bigger, think bolder, and create products and services that change the way the world works. Jeff's journey is more than a business success story. It's a call to action for dreamers, innovators, and creators everywhere. It's proof that you don't need a garage, a computer, or billions of dollars to start. You just need an idea and the courage to pursue it. Think about your own life. What's that one idea that makes your heart race? That one dream you can't stop thinking about? Maybe it's a business idea, a creative project, or a way to solve a problem in your community. Whatever it is, Jeff's story shows us that imagination paired with action can create incredible results. And here's the best part. The future belongs to those who dare to imagine it. Whether you're a student, an entrepreneur, or someone simply looking to make a difference, the power to create something extraordinary is within your reach. Today, Amazon stands as a testament to Jeff's boundless imagination and relentless drive. But his legacy isn't just about what he built. It's about what he inspired. It's about the countless entrepreneurs, dreamers, and innovators who saw Jeff's journey and thought, if he can do it, why can't I? Jeff's story reminds us that the only limits are the ones we place on ourselves. The world is full of opportunities waiting to be discovered, problems waiting to be solved, and futures waiting to be imagined. So, what's your spark? What's your idea? Because, as Jeff's story proves, the future isn't something we wait for, it's something we create. And that's the story of the power of imagination. A journey that took Jeff Bezos from a garage in Seattle to the helm of one of the world's most powerful companies. But this story isn't just about him. It's about you. What's your spark? What's your vision for the future? Let us know in the comments, because your imagination just might inspire the next chapter of human history. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time,